Picture this. The tranquil expanse of the Netherlands, draped in a serene winter's silence on March 4, 2016, is shattered by a chilling event that grips the nation. Koen Everink, a titan of the Dutch business landscape, known not just for his entrepreneurial acumen, but also for a notorious altercation with kickboxer Badr Hari, is found dead. The scene is one of unspeakable horror. Everink, in the sanctuary of his own home, is discovered by his daughter, his life extinguished by 24 stab wounds. This brutal act of violence disrupts the calm of a snowy day, casting a shadow over the country's collective consciousness. Everink's death is not merely a personal tragedy, but a public spectacle, drawing the national attention to the darker currents flowing beneath the surface of society. His significant contributions to the travel sector through Everink Travel, coupled with his visibility in the high-profile clash with Hari, render his murder emblematic of the risks that accompany fame and success. The day's bleak weather, an anomaly in the Dutch climate, mirrors the grim reality of his untimely demise, adding a poetic yet morbid layer to the narrative. The evening before his death unfolds with deceptive normalcy, a calm before the storm. Mark de Jong, known in the tennis world for his composure, becomes entangled in a story of mystery and contradiction following their last meeting. The two had gathered to watch a sports event, an innocent engagement that would later be dissected for signs of underlying discord or concealed motives. De Jong's subsequent claim of being kidnapped that very night weaves additional complexity into the investigation, prompting a deeper dive into the intricate web of their relationship and the potential catalysts for such a tragic end. This stark juxtaposition of Everink's high-flying life with his violent death exposes the fragile boundary between public success and personal vulnerability, urging a contemplation on the unforeseen dangers that can abruptly end a life, leaving a nation in mourning and disbelief. In a twist that could easily belong to the pages of a riveting crime thriller, Mark de Jong, a distinguished tennis coach to Robin Haas and a familiar figure in Everink's circle, found himself cast in the role of prime suspect. The backdrop for this suspicion was set against their last known meeting, mere hours before Everink's body was discovered, and was further fueled by de Jong's subsequent erratic behavior and visible injuries. His assertion of being kidnapped on the night of the murder added layers of intrigue and complexity to the investigation, making the case as bewildering as it was captivating. The arrest of de Jong sent shockwaves through the case, introducing a level of confusion and fascination that seemed to blur the lines between reality and fiction. His prominent standing in the tennis world, coupled with his close ties to Everink, presented a puzzle that was difficult to piece together. Their final encounter, initially perceived as benign, now became a focal point of intense scrutiny, suggesting potential undercurrents of tension that belied the apparent normalcy of their relationship. The claim of abduction by de Jong on that critical night not only escalated the intrigue, but necessitated a closer examination of the duo's interactions and the possible existence of hidden conflicts. As the investigation deepened, the accumulation of evidence against de Jong pointed to a betrayal of a profound nature. Discovering Everink's blood on de Jong's possessions and a watch that seemed to symbolize their linked fates appeared to implicate him unequivocally. Yet, the defense mounted a compelling counter-narrative, bolstered by insights from the IFS, that challenged the prosecution's account, suggesting that initial judgments may have been premature. Alarming internet searches found on de Jong's laptop, though disturbing, became critical elements of the defense's strategy to caution against jumping to conclusions, proposing that the truth was ensnared in a tangled mesh of digital footprints and forensic ambiguities. This turn of events mired the investigation in a state of doubt and speculation, adding a new layer of complexity to an already intricate case. As the investigation into Koen Everink's murder progressed, the evidence pointing towards Mark de Jong began to accumulate, notably with the discovery of Everink's blood on de Jong's belongings. This, along with troubling internet searches and a watch intimately connected to Everink, seemed to stitch together a damning story of de Jong's involvement. In response, the defense launched a formidable rebuttal, advocating for de Jong's innocence and calling for more comprehensive DNA testing. The enlistment of the Independent Forensic Services, IFS, brought a pivotal perspective to the table, suggesting that the crime scene could reveal the involvement of multiple assailants, thereby diluting the straightforward accusation against de Jong. This development added layers of complexity to the case, casting de Jong in a murky light and hinting at a betrayal that cut deep. The evidence, comprising Everink's blood on de Jong's personal items, disturbing search queries, and a watch that symbolized their intertwined lives, painted a grim picture of premeditation and guilt. However, this portrayal was vigorously contested by the defense, which pointed out the limitations of forensic science in infallibly pinpointing the culprit and emphasized the importance of scrutinizing the evidence through a more discerning lens. The IFS's involvement underscored the potential pitfalls of relying solely on surface-level evidence, advocating for a deeper dive into the crime scene's intricacies. The case's complexity deepened as further investigation unearthed evidence that cast de Jong under a veil of suspicion. Nevertheless, the defense's strategic deployment of the IFS's findings introduced a significant degree of skepticism, suggesting that hasty judgments might bypass critical evidence or alternate narratives. The unsettling search histories on de Jong's computer, pivotal in the defense's argument, underscored the challenges of sifting through digital and forensic data to uncover the truth. This phase of the investigation not only shed light on the tragic demise of Everink, but also spotlighted the nuanced difficulties faced by forensic science in unraveling the threads of truth amidst a tangle of deceit and uncertainty. As the trial of Mark de Jong unfolded, it became a masterclass in legal strategy and the unveiling of unexpected twists. De Jong's defense team, with their keen acumen, challenged the prosecution's case, advocating for a fresh examination of the evidence and suggesting new angles of interpretation. The prosecution's approach, critiqued for its potential myopia, highlighted issues regarding the thoroughness of their investigation. Despite confronting a daunting collection of evidence, the defense's persistent quest for clarity showcased the legal battlefield's complexity and the unyielding pursuit of justice it entails. Within the courtroom's walls, a detailed examination of legal and forensic science nuances took center stage. The defense's questioning of the narrative that painted de Jong as the sole perpetrator underscored the judicial process's vulnerability to bias and hasty judgments. This legal tug-of-war did not just shed light on the intricacies of the Dutch legal system, it also sparked a broader conversation about the core values of justice, truth, and the inviolable right to a presumption of innocence until proven guilty. The trial became a crucial forum for dissecting the principles underpinning justice and truth, with each piece of evidence subjected to rigorous scrutiny. By challenging the prosecution's claims, the defense initiated a dynamic exchange that bridged legal theory and practical forensic science, pointing out that evidence, no matter how incriminating it might appear, is open to various interpretations. This battle of wits and strategic disclosures highlighted the justice system's challenge in balancing emotional complexities with the fallibilities of digital and forensic evidence. It raised pivotal questions about the ability of the justice system to definitively determine guilt in a world increasingly complicated by technological progress and complex social interactions. The mystery of Koen Everink's murder continues to be shrouded in uncertainty and speculation, even after Mark de Jong's conviction. Far from providing clarity, the verdict has only fueled further doubts and theories, underscoring the enigmatic and often inscrutable nature of criminal behavior. The search for the truth in this case remains elusive, with each revelation casting more shadows than light, leaving a lingering trail of questions unanswered. This story, rich with the elements of a gripping true crime saga, delves into the tragic demise of Koen Everink and the subsequent legal entanglements that unfolded. It serves as a reflective exploration of the challenging path to justice amidst a thicket of ambiguity and deceit. The conclusion of the trial did not bring the expected resolution. Instead, it sparked a whirlwind of conjecture and alternative theories among observers and those intimately connected to the case. The conviction of Mark de Jong did little to quell the storm of speculation, propelling the narrative into a realm filled with ongoing discussion and debate. The case of Koen Everink, marked by personal loss, judicial complexity, and its transformation into a media spectacle, stands as a sobering reminder of the elusive nature of truth within the legal system. It underscores the daunting barriers to achieving justice, highlighting a reality where certainty is a rare commodity and doubt casts a long and enduring shadow over the proceedings. This comprehensive narrative aims to provide a deeper understanding of Koen Everink's murder and its broader ramifications. It endeavors to navigate the intricate human elements and the relentless quest for truth against a backdrop of tragedy. By acknowledging the persistent uncertainties and the complexities inherent in legal and moral questions, this account respects the multifaceted nature of the case, recognizing the enduring mysteries and the intangible essence of truth that remains hidden amidst the legal and ethical mazes. Thank you for watching this in-depth exploration of one of the most puzzling cases in Dutch crime history. If you're fascinated by the complexity and unexpected twists of this case, and you're eager for more intriguing stories from the depths of Dutch crime, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support motivates us to dig deeper and bring more revealing content.